Hello again, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Now today, we'll be reviewing Black Sabbath's classic 1980 album, Heaven and Hell. Given that today marks the 45th anniversary of this project's release, I wanted to take the time to review one of the greatest metal albums to ever grace our ears as music listeners. So, without further ado, let's dive into our review of Black Sabbath's 1980 classic, Heaven and Hell. Number 1. Neon Nights. I can only imagine what it must have been like for Black Sabbath fans who purchased this album and rushed home to play it on their record players in 1980, dropping the needle onto the vinyl in eager anticipation of hearing who this singer was that was replacing their beloved Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne, just to be blown away by the majestic voice of the legendary Ronnie James Dio. This was not the Black Sabbath of old, but was a completely different entity all its own. Just a taste of what's to come over the rest of this album. 10 out of 10. Number 2. Children of the Sea. You wouldn't be at fault if, after hearing the first few notes, you mistook this song for the Eagles' classic Hotel California. They're very similar, but this isn't Don Henley and the gang. Far from it. This was the rebirth of Iommi, Butler, and Ward, freshly invigorated by the addition of Dio on vocals. I'm sorry, Ozzy fans, but this is the true iteration of Black Sabbath. Perfect in every way. 10 out of 10. Number 3. Lady Evil. Another really good song here. Very rock and rollish with a bluesy heavy metal undercurrent. Nothing more to say. 8.5 out of 10. Number 4. Heaven and Hell. There's no denying that iconic riff on this album's title track. I'd wager that most people who haven't heard this album or have any idea who this band are still probably know that main riff. It's so iconic, and it defines this era of Sabbath just like the rest of the album. 10 out of 10. Number 5. Wishing Well. One of my favorite Sabbath songs. Well, that doesn't say much considering most of the Dio era has songs that I hold in the highest regard. But yeah, this one, man. I loved this song from the very first time I heard it. What an amazing melody with powerful fucking vocals from Dio, especially on the hook, but also in the verse as well. And truly, would you expect anything less from these guys on this album? I think not. 10 out of 10. Number 6. Die Young. Another great track here. Excellent vocals from Ronnie and some very dynamic guitar work from Iommi as well. And Geezer Butler's bass also really cuts through nicely on this song. Not quite as much replay value as some of the other tracks on this album, but certainly an enjoyable listen. And I wouldn't skip it if listening through the entire album. I give this one a 7 out of 10. Number 7. Walk Away. Another one of my absolute favorites. From the first few seconds, you can just feel what this song is all about. Sonically, it screams early 80s in all its glory. And Ronnie is right at home with the bright melodic instrumentation by Iommi and company. It's songs like this that prove that Sabbath were truly reborn with this record. They never could have written a song like this during the Ozzy era. Never. Are you fucking kidding me? Something very meatloafish about this one as well. I can't quite place it, but I can hear it somewhere in there. I give this one another 10 out of 10. Number 8. Lonely is the Word. What a perfect end to a damn near perfect album. Slow, heavy, and bluesy as all hell. This sounds like Ozzy era Sabbath with Dio's vocal sensibilities. It's the closest I think on this entire album that harkens back to that initial 10 years that they had with Ozzy. But still, Dio makes it his own. And the only reason that I say that it's reminiscent of the old Ozzy era is just because for some reason, every time I listen to it, I'm hearing Dio, but I can also hear Ozzy singing. I don't know if it's the tempo or if it's just the way that it's written, I'm not sure, but I think they could have switched out Dio's vocals with Ozzy and it would have fit during that era. But of course, in my opinion, Dio is the superior singer, so I digress. And yeah, I give this one a 10 out of 10. And that's all, folks. I think it goes without saying that along with several other fans of the band, a lot of us consider this to be Black Sabbath's magnum opus. Look, I know I don't speak for everyone. I know this band existed for 10 years before Dio came in, so I know I don't mean to be unfair, like my opinion's the most definitive one, but I mean, how can you listen to the Ozzy era and listen to this record with Dio and not tell me this is better than the whole 7 albums, 8 albums, whatever it was that they dropped with Ozzy from 1970 to 79. It's just so much better. It felt like everyone was really reaching their fullest potential when Ronnie came into the band. And I mean, if you go back and look at Rainbow and what he did there with Blackmore, it's natural that the music would improve and go in this direction when he joined Sabbath. But as we all know, it was a short-lived collaboration between these guys. They only released 2 records, and Mob Rules is another review for another day. But as far as this album, yeah, I think you have to be crazy to think that the Ozzy stuff is better. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to talk down to anyone. It's just, I digress. If you've never listened to Sabbath before, I highly, highly recommend that you at least give this one album a thorough listen through, if nothing else in their discography. All in all, I give this album a 10 out of 10. A true masterpiece, if I ever heard one. I'd like to take a moment to thank my editor for all his hard work, and to thank you all for your time as well. I sincerely appreciate it. I hope that you all enjoyed this review. If so, I kindly ask that you like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell for notifications, and share this video with anyone whom you feel may be interested, or anyone whom you feel may be interested in the type of content I release on this channel. Thank you. Until next time, everyone, be safe, take care of yourselves and each other.